People giving good things a bad name. How bad people give good things a bad name. It's Zay G 33, and that's what we finna talk about today. I hope this water don't get on y'all nerves as I wash these dishes. But just thinking about all of the things that I've overcame and thinking about the different trials and tribulations that people go through and that I went through, it just makes you realize how a lot of the things that are out there that are meant to help us, people will take advantage of them and try to monetize it or benefit off of it, or they'll mislead people and use aspects of something good to, get some gain, some financial gain for themselves. And that's why I titled this, bad people giving good things a bad name, because there's so many things out there that I've found when I actually went into them and followed the discipline of whatever that practice is or whatever the teaching of that certain subject is, it worked for me. Think about how there's people out here who, just for instance, like fat personal trainers, they're not living what it is that they're teaching. So sometimes bad people, not necessarily saying they're a bad person, but bad representation can give something good a bad name. And we see it all the time with religion. People are overly selling religion, and I talk about spirituality a lot on my channel and religion, and I don't want anybody to ever get it twisted like I'm an angel or anything of that nature. I'm always constantly trying to better myself and, make amends with the bad that I've done in my past, by trying to live a better life now that I have understanding. The things that I did in my ignorance, now that I have understanding, there's really no excuse for me to do those things anymore. But yeah, it's just crazy. We see it all the time. Bad people giving good things a bad name. You see the spirituality and things of that nature. And I hear a lot of people saying the word new age. And I just want to touch on that, because meditation is not new age. They were meditating in the Bible. They were meditating. Hinduism is one of the oldest documented quote unquote religions or spiritual practices, and meditation is a big part of that. So what is new age about that? Just because people it's mainstream now doesn't make it new age. And it's funny how you'll hear people get on YouTube, oh man, all these new agers and doing the demonic witchcraft stuff. You haven't even took the time to do your research to find out that these things are not new age. And I'm not trying to promote any specific religion or practice, because I studied them all. That's just my preference. I want to see the common denominator between everything, because things have been misconstrued and watered down over time. So you can maybe find truth by piecing them together. I don't know anything. Nothing is for certain, really. Like, everything is just an experience. I'm experiencing things and trying to figure it out for myself. I can't say I just know. So I study, and I try to find, just learn more about these things. But like I said, a lot of these things have been watered down, relabeled. That's just like I was watching, one of my favorite people that I watch, Philip Gilmore. Some people know him as Sinful to P, but he was a preacher before he had went into that lifestyle. And, he talks about how, where in the Bible does it tell you to be a Baptist? Where in the Bible does it tell you to be a Christian? You know what I'm saying? Name a scripture. If somebody knows, name a scripture for me, because I saw that as well. People are identifying themselves as so many different things, but they're claiming to be this and that. But it's like, do you even know what you're following? Are you actually studying what you're following? Like, I'm not about to run behind something that I haven't studied for myself. I'm not about to try to proclaim and profess something that I haven't studied for myself, because you can be giving something good a bad name. And I'm guilty of that. That's what I will always like to, anything that I talk about, I like to, when I say something's bad, I might be guilty of that. I have been guilty of that. I'm sure I've given something good a bad name before. Because a lot of times when people get into new things that they're excited about, they want to tell everybody about it. Like it may have made them feel good initially because they're trying something new, even though the results really aren't coming from what it is that they're doing, because they're just excited because it's new. You know what I'm saying? And they're excited about it, but you haven't even really received the benefits of that thing yet. And you go and try to tell people, man, come do this with me, I feel so great, but you really haven't done it long enough to experience those benefits yet. And you don't even have the proper information or the proper articulation to explain them from the experience that you've had over time. Once you gain experience and you've learned the ups and downs of what it is that you're doing, you can explain to people better. Especially when somebody's actually trying to attempt it and they want your advice, you can sit here and tell them, oh yeah, like you're gonna go through this, and when that happens, you might need to do this. Like for example, I remember when I first went plant-based, and I want to say it was like 2017, and I felt great at first, but what I didn't know was you gotta the things that you aren't getting anymore, you gotta supplement those things like vitamin B12, and you gotta make sure you're eating whole foods and stuff so you can get all the nutrients that you're supposed to be getting. But if you're brand new, you may tell somebody, man, try this, man, I feel so good, and they may try it, and then you haven't received that knowledge yet about supplementation. So when they get to feeling bad, you don't have any advice to give them. They're, oh, this don't work, I feel terrible, I felt better when I was eating the meat. And everybody has a different path. Everything isn't for everybody. But I just say all that to say, like, that's how people can often give good things a bad name. And I don't even want to say bad people, because they may not be bad people, they just may be uninformed, and we see that a lot with the whole spirituality thing and astrology. Like, I feel like a lot of people take a very small portion of something and they just run with it and make it their everything. And it's like, man, you could be giving that a bad name just due to the fact that you can't even properly explain to people, what something is. Like, when it comes to eating healthy and things of that nature, I used to try to I used to kind of push that on people, I guess you could say, when I was excited about it. But now I don't push anything about health onto people. People tend to come to me because I'm being the message I bring. I'm in good shape. I have clear skin. They see me eating healthy, and they see me eating things they may have not seen. I'm in Georgia. I'm in the South. So a lot of things that, health is not super common down here when it comes to eating healthy foods. So people are curious. And when they see I have a good bit of knowledge when it comes to eating healthy and things of that nature, then they're curious and they want to know more. And then is it good? And I may offer them, here, try it. I like that. Then next thing, where'd you get that from? I got it from here. And then next thing you know, they're shopping there. They may grab that. And then, I may bring something else in. And then, and that's how I believe people can be more accepting of things rather than pushing it on to them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try not to push things onto people. But I had to learn that, though. I had to learn that. And through that, I learned that I could be giving something so beautiful and so great a bad name due to the fact that I'm not letting people come to it on their own. It's kind of like cats, man. I got 2 little kitties, man, and it's like they do their thing, and they're gonna come kick it with you when they want to kick it with you. I be reading about their little tail. They say when their tail be up and it like curl, they're inviting you, like, hey, come on, you can pet me, play with me. You know what I'm saying? But when they want to do their thing, they want to do their thing, and you gotta let people do their thing, and in the right time they'll come to it. Now, there's nothing wrong with planting seeds and things like that, but it's difficult to do things like that, just forcing things onto people. Because, for instance, like, I remember my whole life, my mom made me go to church. Now, in hindsight, I'm glad she did, because I have a deep understanding of that, and it built a strong foundation in that level. I wouldn't have got all that knowledge. But at the same time, it put disdain in me and a bad taste in my mouth towards that. But I would say one thing is, it wasn't necessarily what was in the scriptures, or it was the people. And that's another thing that you have to remember. Don't let the people turn you off to the message. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe you may be one of the people who will go deeper into what this actually is, and you may find gems in there, and you may find more gems that somebody else, didn't even find, because they decided to stay surface level with it instead of really going deeper. And now y'all know the drill. I ain't trying to go over 20 minutes or 10 minutes on no video. So if I have another video, I'll just make another one. And it's Zay G 33. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment any videos that you may want me to talk about or anything of that nature. And y'all be blessed. I'm gonna finish watching these dishes, man. I'm out.